Hello, I'm Josée Couture. Welcome to Josée Couture Real Estate TV, your real estate home and garden channel. Even after 29 years in real estate, I'm always surprised to hear that even when people have a spouse, a home, dependents, they still don't have a will. So this month we invited a special guest to talk to you about the importance of writing your will. We invited Martin Rumack. Martin is a solicitor of over 30 years of practice in real estate law, corporate commercial law, wills, and power of attorneys. So Martin, welcome, and thank you so much for being with us today to discuss the importance of writing a will.
Well, it's a pleasure to be with you, Josée, with your program and, of course, with your audience.
Thank you. So let's attack it. Let me ask you our very first question.
Sure.
Why do people need to have a will?
People need to have wills because people have worked hard to build their asset base, whatever that is. You know, money in the bank, investments, a house, a business, what have you. And people work hard to accomplish those goals. They want to protect their asset base in the event of death. They want their assets to go to whomever it is they'd like it to go to, whether it's a spouse, children, friends, charitable organizations. And if it's not in writing, there's a problem. Because there is legislation in Ontario which indicates and states that if somebody dies without a will, it lays out the parameters of how the estate is to be divided. So if you want control over your assets, even so to speak in death, you want to create a will.
So I know from being a realtor for 29 years
Right.
that even despite all of that, there's still lots of people who don't make a will. So what happens if somebody passes on and there is no will?
Well, if somebody passes away, and we call it intestate, in other words, without a will in Ontario, somebody is going to have to apply to the court to be appointed as executor. And of course, in a situation like that, sometimes you have competing interests. So you may have more than one person who wants to apply to be named as executor of the will. And then without the will, again, as I was mentioning earlier in our discussion, the legislation says the first portion, $200,000, will go to a spouse, assuming there's a spouse. The next $300,000 will get divided between any children, if there are children. And then from there, again, there's a division between a spouse and children. So it's not going to provide for other beneficiaries if the deceased was thinking of naming other parties as beneficiaries under the law.
So Martin, for people who don't have family or are not close to family,
Right.
it can be challenging to choose an executor or a power of attorney. So what should people consider when they're making a choice?
Okay. The fact you want to name a person who understands you philosophically, obviously someone you trust, somebody who has some common smarts, and you know that they will act in the best interest of carrying out your instructions as set out in the will.
So Martin, one more question for you. Are there any legal qualifications required for someone to act as an executor?
Yes, there are. For anybody to act as an executor, they have to be at least age 18. They've got to be of sound legal mind, and they can't be in bankruptcy proceedings. If somebody had been bankrupt but has been discharged as a bankrupt, then that's fine, and they can continue, or they can act in those circumstances.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Martin, thank you so much for sharing this valuable information with us today. Writing a will is difficult for most people, and we hope that this video will help people make a decision that can change their life.
Again, in summation, I say avoid the tax grab by our friends at CRA in Ottawa and our friends provincially, Ministry of Revenue. Make a will that helps save your hard-earned assets.
Thank you so much, Martin. Thank you
You're
for being with
welcome.
us.
Thank you.
For more information about this topic, Toronto real estate, or neighborhoods, I'm just a click or a call away. We hope that you enjoyed this month's video. To follow along with us, please click subscribe at the end of our video. If you like our video, please click like and share. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next month.